when I came back from Aruba, it was like I was dead. Like I didn't have a goal. I didn't have anything. I was at the bottom. I had only two solutions: stay there, or just stand up. Because when you're at the bottom, there's no like less. To start working out, it was also a way for me be able to control my thoughts and focusing on something else. Somehow we are all the same. We are all dealing with the same stuff, with the same emotions. Because of social media and my platform, it helped me realize that
Tell me a bit about your story. Like, who is Stephanie? For all the people in Aruba that are not Jelmer and Jaden that don't know you, who is Stephanie?
So I am Stephani Pericleous. I am 19 years old and I live in Cyprus. I am a full-time content creator, and my content is mostly about extreme makeup looks, acting somehow, motivation videos, funny, random stuff. But I'm glad that I have an account. I built an account with different kinds of content. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
How long have you been creating content? Ever since like video number 1? How long ago was that?
I think I posted my first musically video at the end of 2018. Yeah.
Okay. So it's been about 5 years now, sort of.
5 years? Is it already 5 years? No, 4. 5?
Yeah.
4?
Okay, 4, almost 5, going to 5.
Okay. We still have.
So look, first topic that I want to talk about is, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's on your TikTok. If I go to your TikTok page right now, the first video that you have pinned is like a video of a whole weight loss transformation that you did. So from the videos that I saw on your TikTok profile, it's based on that, I think, that I reached out to you for the first time ever, and we started like chatting, once in a while, because even when you came to Aruba, I never met you in person or even chatted with you back then. But it's just, I have this empathy with people that went through a similar journey that I did. And being someone that a few years back was very big myself, like obese myself, going through that transition and journey, I know like all the benefits that come with it, but I also know how near impossible it is, like, to commit to something so long, having so many temptations and struggles. So like, tell me first, what did you feel like back then? Like when you were at that stage, when you recorded that video?
Honestly, my whole life I've been like heavier, but in 2021, for the first time in my life, I was like 102 kilos. Um, so yes, it was terrible. Like I couldn't even see myself in the mirror. I was to a situation that I didn't even want to go outside of my house. I didn't want people to see me. I didn't want to see people. Because everything was making me feel worse. Like if I could see like a beautiful woman in the walking outside, I was like, I'm not good enough. Like I'm never gonna be like them. I'm never. Everything was making me feel bad, and I was like in this depressed mood all the time. So yeah, it was terrible, especially that year because I was at my worst. Um.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You said that like for most of the years in your childhood, you were like on the heavier side.
I was
Is there
always
something that you think like,
I was always heavy, but in 2021 I was at my worst. I never was like 102 kilos before.
is there something specifically that you think took you to that point? Like if you had to try and find a why behind it, what would you think?
Depression, 100%. Like,
Depression?
and I was like, also because of my job, because I was like, I was home, I was waking up, I was sitting on a chair and working on a makeup video for the whole day. Then I was like, I was eating and then back to sleep. And that was like repeat, repeat. It's not that I was eating extremely a lot. People think that because I was 102 kilos, that I was eating all the time. I wasn't. Like now I eat like 3 times the amount of food that I used to eat. But it's because that I wasn't active at all. I was like, I was sitting all the time, and I was eating mostly at night. Like I could like spend the rest of my day without eating and eating everything at night. So That's what got me to that point.
You know what's crazy? Last year is when I was at my heaviest or biggest, right? Like I told you that many years ago, I think when I was around 17, 18, is when I was at my heaviest for at least that age. And then I went through this
Hmm.
amazing transformation for the first time ever. I lost the weight, I gained the confidence, like that typical personality change that comes with it. But last year, around this time actually, last year in March, April was when I was at my heaviest. And now, like looking back, right, all the things that you say now make sense because in a way, it's the reason I'm just going to talk for me right now because I can't talk for other people, right? But the reason that you even gain so much weight a lot of times, besides like just having bad habits, is I think more on the emotional side. You
Yes.
know, for me, it was a way of coping with how I was feeling. So definitely, maybe I feel, for example, a bit depressed at times. And then my way of coping with that was just like stress eating or binge eating. But then when you stress eat or binge eat and you start feeling worse because then you just start feeling like, unhappy with yourself, that gives you more stress and then makes you eat even
Yeah.
more. That's what it was like for
Mhm.
me. So, and then I just fell into this rabbit hole of just eating and eating and eating. And last weekend I saw this movie called The Whale. Did you see it?
I don't think, but I
By
think I've heard the name
Okay.
again.
Yeah, because Brendan Fraser won an Oscar, if I'm not mistaken, for that role. Like he was a teacher on Zoom who was like super
Oh yeah, yeah. I
huge,
saw I saw
and he was
clips
like,
about it on TikTok, but I didn't watch the
yeah.
whole thing.
So I saw the clips on TikTok too,
Hmm.
and then I went to watch it on Apple TV because that's where you can find it. And then, like, we ordered sushi to eat while we watched the movie. But to be honest, it was hard to eat and
Yeah.
watch the movie because of how they portrayed the main character. But like the thing that hit close to home, because I was watching it with my family, is that when I saw him, in a way, I could relate to where I was last year mentally and emotionally. Like he literally, they just told him that if he keeps going at this rate, he's going to
Hmm.
die. Literally, his heart's going to stop. He opens a drawer next to his desk that is filled with candy, chocolates, everything. You see him open like a chocolate bar. He's about to eat it, and then he just remembers by seeing on his laptop screen like the statistics that he's going to die if he keeps doing that. So he puts it back. He fights that mental battle, but then 3 seconds later he gets stressed about something and then
Yeah.
he just pulls out like four chocolate bars and starts eating. And for me it was crazy because although I didn't reach like the status of the whale of where he was, that is literally how it felt. And I can see that if you don't find a way to stop yourself when you're there, you're just going to keep going deeper into that hole. And then once you reach a point that you're so big or so heavy, it's just even harder to lose the
Hmm.
weight. And being there is more demotivating to start if you just let it get
Yeah.
worse.
Actually, the mindset and the whole like emotional part of it, it's for me it was the most difficult part. Like to find a way to control my mind because I was always the strictest with myself. Like even if I went through bullying, I went through so many stuff. The worst for me it was my mind. So that was the most difficult part for me to find a way to control my mind, even if I do have like until today, I have like some troubles controlling my thoughts, my emotions. I could say that this is the most difficult part.
How did you do it?
Um, honestly, the, like as I told you before, my whole life I've been heavier, and I tried so many times to lose weight. I tried every strict diet. I tried everything, and like I was losing like 10 kilos and then taking them back. Let's say because it was something that I couldn't keep. So, what was the difference this time that I lost like almost 35 kilos? The difference is that this time at the end of 2021, um, I, I really felt that I was at the bottom. Like, and my only solution, I had only two solutions: stay there or just stand up. Because when you're at the bottom, there's no like less. Um,
Yeah.
So for me, a huge motivation was to never feel the way that I used to feel before. I never wanted to feel the same, so that was my biggest motivation. Um, so I tried something different this time because everyone has their own way, like something that works for you the best. And for me, it wasn't like strict diets and counting every single calorie and blah blah blah. For me, something that worked, it was having myself as a priority. And I'm glad that my job,
Wow.
it was really difficult to, for the first time, having myself as a priority. And I'm glad that my job, like I had the opportunity to do this because I can work whatever time of the day I want. And I know that if I had another job, maybe it would be more difficult. But that's not the case. I had myself as a priority, and I focused on working out and burning calories. And it's not that I was like before to start losing weight. I was always like fan of a healthy lifestyle. I wasn't eating unhealthy. So I just focused on working out daily, like to be active because my job is to sit on a chair and creating content. I tried my best, like working out every day, walking every day, drinking a lot of water, and eating as clean as possible, but not to force myself to don't eat that, don't eat that, don't eat that, and, you know. So I actually eat whatever
Did
I
you
want.
at any
I'm just careful. You know what I mean?
did you like during this process, was there any time that you quit or stopped going, or did you literally push yourself every single time and you never broke like the lifestyle?
Honestly, at the beginning, it's the most difficult part because when you start working out, you do not see the difference the next day. You're working out, you do not see the difference the
Yeah,
next
exactly.
day, and that keeps going and it keeps going. You do not see difference. You do not see difference. That's extremely difficult. Like doing your best, um, and still do not like see difference. But that's where you need to be like more to be stronger and like this time I'm going to do it. So yes, the most difficult part is to like keep believing when you do not see difference like and changes right away. um, but honestly, when I started like seeing the difference on my body, the changes, then is where gym becomes obsession. Like, and I'm never gonna forget that. Like when you start seeing the difference not only on the scale, honestly, and you can see the difference on your clothes, on your body, you can see muscles. Then is where it becomes obsession. You're more passionate about it and you want to keep going. So for me, the difference on my body, the changes that I had, it was my biggest motivation. I just wanted to get better and get better. Or something that was helping me, it was the progress is how I say it, that I had to the gym. Like when I
Yeah.
was doing a specific exercise and I could see that the next time that I'm going to the gym, I can do more sets, let's say. I can like do more weights. I can hold when I could see like that I was getting better and better. It's getting like an obsession, and I'm still to this part. Like I think for a whole year, I'm just getting more obsessed, and I love that, and I hope that it will never go away. Like that, it keeps me motivated.
How would you say your personality changed ever since you lost all the weight?
Definitely more confident, and I believe in myself more in other topics as well. On other topics, like on my job, like I'm like, if I could lose like 35 kilos, I can do that too, you know? So it gives me, yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
Well, that happens to me also with the trip to Aruba. Like I was like, if I was able to work so hard, save money, and go to the other side of the world alone to do this trip that it was my dream, I can do anything else. So when I came to when I came back from Aruba, which it was something that I was focused on for 4 years. I was working and saving money like 4 years and doing everything for Aruba, and I was so focused on that goal. And when I came back from Aruba, it was like I was dead. Like I didn't have a goal. I didn't have anything. So, and it was also my depression was getting heavier and heavier, and like start working out. It was also a way for me to avoid not avoid the depression, just to um, be able to control my thoughts and focusing on something else. So yeah, it was a new big goal.
Now that you mentioned like the trip to Aruba, give us a bit more context or like elaborate a bit on that, because the reason you worked hard and saved money to come to a trip to Aruba was because you discovered Jelmer and Jaden online, right?
Yeah, that's actually how I start all my interviews, because most of the times the first thing they ask me, how did you start TikTok? Um, so I found I discovered Gilmer and Jaden in 2017, uh,
Yeah.
and it was like obviously I was a huge fan, and they helped me a lot. Um, they were making me laugh when I wasn't feeling too, let's say, and slowly I started thinking that, you know what, I want to make people feel the way that they make me feel. I want to make people laugh as well. So I slowly started like making funny videos. Funny video. I was trying to be funny. I started like doing funny videos, um, just for fun, and I could never imagine back then that today it will be my like full time job. So yeah, I own everything to Cruise Bros. Like I cannot imagine. I know it
And
sounds like dramatic or too much, but I really cannot imagine my life if I haven't met them. Like because of them, I started TikTok. Because of them, everything happened. Actually, I know it sounds dramatic, but I'm honest.
so you're telling me that no, 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 no. I mean, it's your truth. Own it. Don't worry. Don't feel like embarrassed or ashamed about it. It's literally what
Yeah.
helped you become who you are and what brought you here. So tell me a bit about that. You discovered them on
Mm-hmm.
social media. Back then, was it
Mm-hmm.
Musically?
Yeah.
Musically, right? Okay, so you discovered them on Musically. Then you loved a lot of their content. They inspired you to become a content creator yourself. Not only that, but they cheered you up with their videos and comedy style when you weren't feeling your best. And then what was it that made you want to post your own first video? Because look, me being a person that started my own podcast or creating content about 2 years ago, I think that the hardest part of being a content creator, one of the hardest things, is posting the first video. For me, that was one of the hardest things. Once you post the first one and you see it's not that big
Mm-hmm.
of a deal, you become okay with the feeling, you start posting a bit more, and then your focus changes to, okay, how can I make better
Yeah.
videos? How can I get more views? How can I get people to watch
Mm-hmm.
it longer? But I think at first it's just like the fear of, you're putting
Yeah.
yourself out there. What are people going to think? Are people going to judge? All that stuff. So what helped you, get over that fear of posting the first video?
Honestly, as I told you before, I discovered Cruz Bros like in 2017, but I started posting TikToks at the end of 2018. Uh, so
So, okay,
so
almost a year later. Almost 2 years
so
later, yeah.
for the whole year, I was creating videos, but I just had them in my drafts. Uh, and at the end of like 2018, I was like, I had one a specific one that I thought it was funny, and I was like, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I was like with my cousins at my house, and I was like, okay, I'm going to post that. I mean, who's gonna see it? And actually, it didn't have a lot of views. I mean, who cares? I was like, okay, I'm just gonna post it. Who cares? And yeah, that it was. That was it. That was it.
And how do you, because right now your TikTok is almost like at 1 million followers. Congrats, by the
Thank you,
way,
but I'm
on
still
reaching
like
that milestone.
to close to 800,000.
Okay. So, was there like any specific strategy that you followed to even keep growing your page to that level?
Honestly, there is no something. There is nothing specific that I'm just trying to be active as much as possible. having my own, let's say, my personality on my videos to create something that it's me, like taking a trend and fix it on my own like style.
Yeah.
But yes, like being active, it's for me, it's one of the most difficult parts is to be active because I'm not a machine of ideas. It's really difficult to come all the time with new ideas, with new videos, new content and stuff.
Let me let me ask you this. Look, one article that I read not too long ago
Mm-hmm.
says that when an interviewer asked like many children and students overall what job they want to have, once they finish school, the number one job on the list was YouTuber slash content
Really?
creator. Like that was voted even higher than professional athlete, even higher than actress or celebrity or singer artist.
Mm-hmm.
And like a few years ago, being a YouTuber wasn't even a thing, or like a TikTok
Yeah.
star in general or content creator. And now it's one of the most in demand jobs that kids want to do when they grow up, right? So now that you are in that position, because you told me that you make a
Mm-hmm.
living off of being a full time content creator, what is it like making a living off of that and having it as your main job every single day? What's it like?
Okay, honestly, it has the good side and the bad side. Good side, like every job. Um, not gonna lie, being my own boss, it's really cool. It's really cool, but stressful. Because I know that it seems easy job. Like they think that you're just behind a camera and you're getting paid. I've heard this so many times, but it's nothing. It's nothing like that. It's more than a full time job. Actually, it's more than 8 hours a day job. Like being all the time on my phone, trying to writing down ideas, and because I do everything by myself. Like the filming, the editing, the ideas. The emails with the companies, the contracts. I do everything by myself. Um, so it does have the good side, which is the creative side that I can do everything my way. And I love being creative. It's something really fun for me to create my stuff. But it's really stressful, like contracts with companies, trying to when you have a contract with a company, a specific brand and stuff, it's really difficult to find a way to make the brand happy and the viewer as well. Because if you're gonna do a promo video, obviously you want it to go well, so it can be a win-win collaboration for me and for the brand as well. But it's really difficult to find a way to make happy the brand, like with the video, and also the viewer, because for a reason, when someone sees a video and you can understand that it's a promo, they don't really give attention to it. So you need to find a way,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You start
So you need
scrolling.
to
Yeah.
find a way to catch the viewer's attention and watch the video with a way that everyone's happy. That's really difficult. Um,
How do
yeah,
you? Sorry
yes.
for interrupting you. So, like, right now, being a creator on TikTok, one of the main sources of income is when brands approach you for
Yeah,
brand
in other
deals, right?
countries they are getting
Like,
paid per views, like on TikTok, like on YouTube, but
okay,
we do not have this in the at my to my country yet. I hope one day we will have it as well. But yes, the only way for me to get paid is from the companies that I'm working with.
and now what you just mentioned, because ever since I worked like in digital marketing, social media, I know exactly what you mean. Me having like the podcast for over 2 years as well, the way that like marketing used to be done back then, and a lot of the time marketing managers at companies are older than us, right? So they're used to the old way of marketing. They really want you to be more straightforward, more aggressive,
Yeah,
showcasing the product, putting the logo, talking about the
exactly.
product. But the minute that viewers see this, just like you mentioned, it just feels like an ad, or you either skip further in the video or you just keep
Exactly.
scrolling, right? So what you just mentioned, I know you said that it is difficult, but how do you try and find a way to work around this? Like to still try and keep both sides happy. Like keep the viewers engaged, keep the brand still feeling like okay, you gave them enough exposure. Because like I'm guessing some of the brands that you
Hmm.
work with, It's not like you did one campaign and they stopped working with you. Like you kept them happy for at least a few months for sure. So like how did you do
Okay,
that?
the most important thing, because I worked with a lot of different companies. Um, Important is that I hate it when a company tries to change me. Like, you're coming to me for my account, for the content that I create. Don't try to make me create a video that it's not me. So it's important for a company to come to me and, like, you have this product. Find your way in Stephanie's style to show the product. That's the best thing. I love companies that do that. But if a company comes to me and they say, Stephanie, hold the product, say this, do that, then I'm not even going to work with them at all. Let me know, let me do what I know the best. I know the best what works for my audience, and I'm going to do something that I feel comfortable to. And I think it's really important to, like, communicate well with the brand. I mean, having people that you can talk with, you can discuss stuff, you can understand each other, both sides, because you also need to hear what the companies has to say.
I think it's cool how I asked you that question. How I asked you that question, and you just became
Aggressive about it.
like perilicious aggressive or something. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, because as I said, I worked with a lot of different companies, and at the beginning, I used to let them do whatever they wanted with my content, and I'm so glad that I don't do that anymore. So yeah, that's why.
Did it ruin your views when you let them do
Tell me
that?
again.
Like, did you get less views when you did it the way? So when you did the video
Mm-hmm.
the way that the company wanted you to do it,
Yeah,
did the video do worse than it normally does?
most of the times.
Okay.
Most of the times, because especially it happened to me with a contract that I had. It was a long-term collaboration that I wasn't allowed, which is something that I understand. It happens. I wasn't allowed to use whatever song I wanted to, because they wanted only commercial songs to be used in the videos, which is something that I understand with the guidelines
Okay.
and everything. But because I only have specific commercial songs to use, I wasn't able to follow trends. I wasn't able to, like, do the stuff I wanted to, and I was just doing simple videos with a simple commercial music on top. And most of the time, you can understand if the video is commercial by the sound. And I try to explain to them that, this thing that you do with the sound is not really helping. If I could use, like, sounds that are trending right now, because there are so many trends out there. If I can use, like, trendy songs, I can do something way better, and it will be win-win for both of us. But this, that, we need to have commercial songs, and at the end of the day, I was right, because if you're gonna use simple stuff, and I'm creating videos that are not me, this is not going to go well on my account. You know what I mean? Oh my god, I'm
Exactly.
sorry if I'm too
Exactly.
aggressive.
No, no, no. I like aggressive Steph. That's my favorite Stephanie so far.
Great.
So Steph, let me ask you this. Yeah, I'm serious. Look, there are two YouTubers that they have a channel on YouTube. I enjoy watching them a lot. Their channel is called Colin and Samir. Okay, so what they focus on, they have like a podcast, and they also do like just more talking head videos, just talking to the camera. And they focus a lot on the creator economy. So everything content creators should know, the business side of being a content creator, like it's videos made for people like you, not like the average
Mm-hmm.
audience, right? So I'm gonna send you a few links later,
Great.
a few videos that I think you're gonna
Thanks.
like. And then in a few video series that they did, they review merch of different YouTubers, right? So a lot of big YouTubers sell merch, either
Mm-hmm.
clothes or other products, and then they analyze it and rate it like, does this merch make sense with their brand? Is it the perfect merch for like the audience that they have, et cetera, et cetera. Since the videos that you make are based on your incredible skills with makeup and awesome
Thank you.
effects, Like, is there another way that you're gonna try and use your platform to make more income apart from just doing brand deals?
Honestly, I didn't think about it yet because I'm so full with the collaborations that I have at the moment, and I'm trying my best to like be organized and have everything in balance. My promos, my own content, which are not promos. Uh, I'm too busy with this, and I didn't even think about new stuff, honestly. But something that I thought about like once in the past, I would like to have something with makeup, like creating my own palette, let's say,
You
or
should
something with makeup stuff.
definitely.
But I think it's still uh, soon for that. It's really early for that. I want to. I
You
really
think?
want to feel that I improved a lot to going to that step. I think it's a huge step. I don't know.
But look, I know that you're like strict with yourself, which I think is something very good. Like I'm super strict with myself, but although you can still improve because there's
Mm-hmm.
always like, enough room for improvement, your skills right now, I mean, I think there's a reason why you keep getting the views that you're getting and the praise that
Thank
you get.
you.
So I think if you're at the point where you have over 800,000 followers, you have the skills that you have. I don't think there's much that you have to wait for to make your own product or your own line and sell it out there. I'm sure you have like a lot of people that use your videos for inspiration, just like you were inspired at one point by the Cruise Bros. Like I think you're there already. I don't think you have much to wait for,
I don't know.
honestly.
I think it's a huge step with something like this. I'm not like hurrying up. I mean, I feel that I do have. I still have a lot of time, so I'm trying to focus.
Nah, definitely. You're 19. You
Yeah.
have, you have a lot of
So
fucking time.
I'm trying. I prefer to like do steps slowly and safe, so I can yeah, just this.
Okay, let me ask you this. Final question of the interview. Before I ask you this question, is there one question that you want me to ask you? Or are we
Um,
good?
I think we're good. I don't know. Whatever you want, I'm cool
Okay,
with it.
cool. Then I'll ask my last question.
Yeah.
Stephanie, what is your number one biggest dream for
Oh,
the future?
oh,
Number one.
um,
Like your biggest dream, the one thing that you would like to achieve the most ever.
oh my God. Should I worry? Because I have no idea. Well, actually,
I don't, I don't think you should
okay,
worry.
okay, honestly,
Tell me.
my goal at the moment is to work a lot on myself and on my mindset because like yes, I'm struggling with the mindset, emotions, and stuff. So I'm really focusing on this part of my life at the moment, and of course, I just have planned to improve on my videos, on my content. I do not have something specific. I want to travel a lot. I want to become a better version of myself, physically and mentally. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I love it. Honestly, since when we started the interview, I told you I thought you were maybe 23 or something. You being 19, I just found this out like during this interview right now. It's even more shocking and surprising than I was before. Like I was impressed by you like at a high level, but now knowing you're 19, it's next level, honestly. The things you're doing, like what you're accomplishing, how your mindset is,
Thank you so much. I
crazy.
appreciate it.
So, before we sign off, you said you were interviewed before. How would you rate this interview 1 to 10 based
Actually,
on your
my favorite
experience?
one because I really feel comfortable talking with you. You make this interview like really friendly, fun. Because most of the times the interviews that I had it was with the big companies or I don't know, it was more stressful in studios with microphones and everything. Now at the moment I am in my room uh, with you and you do everything like completely friendly and stuff. I feel completely comfortable. So 10 out of 10.
I I appreciate it, Steph. At the end, like the focus of this interview was apart from me getting to know you a bit more and telling your story. There were so many points. Although we're two completely different people, grew up in different countries. There were a few key points that I just related to you so much, and I just wanted to hear someone else's perspective that also like faced the same obstacles as me and also came out winning. So I think that either if it's like the weight loss topic or your mindset or how you're building your career, people have like more than enough reasons to find inspiration from this
Honestly,
episode, honestly.
because of social media and my platform, it helped me realize that we are all the same. We are all dealing with the same stuff, with the same emotions. With so I'm glad that I can relate, and they can relate with my story as well. So that's why I feel so comfortable talking about those stuff, because I know that we are all dealing with the same stuff. So we're just trying to help each other.
Steph, thank you for accepting the
Thank you
invitation. I
so
really
much,
appreciate
David.
it.